Now to reflect on the game. How did you think Chelsea performed overall? I mean, you mentioned before they weren't at their best, but it was almost like job done for them.
No, I think they had another gear to find today, but that's a ruthless element to their game now they have, where if they can provide Lukaku with opportunities to score, he'll take them. They don't have to be dominant in games. I think now they want to manage games, control games. They're not always going to be at their fizzing, sparkling very best, but they seem to have that ruthless element to them now where they can get in front and they're very difficult to deny.
And actually, you look at their squad. I mean, Tuchel made 6 changes today, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got players to work with and he seems to be bringing the best out of them as well.
It's a powerful squad. It certainly is. I mean, there's a lot of players as well that were on the fringe of playing last season. I'm talking particularly in the defence that he's brought in, and all of a sudden they look world beaters. And Andy mentioned, you know, that they find a way, even though when they're not at the best. But when you don't concede goals like they don't, I mean, I think they've conceded about an average of half a goal per game under Tuchel. I mean, that's a really impressive stat. And if you don't concede goals, then you're going to be right up near the top of the table at the end. And then add to that somebody that scores goals for fun and any types of goals. I mean, you can cross the ball. He's strong from crosses. You can now ping it into him and he can hold the ball up, he can turn, he can run at players, he can sprint in behind. He can virtually score any type of goal. And when you've got someone like that in your team, then they're match winners.
Well, Michael, talk us through his first goal. How good was this?
It was a brilliant goal from start to finish. Kovacic in the middle here, picking the ball up in his own third. But the composure, the confidence, breaks free of Aston Villa's midfield and then plays a quite magnificent ball. I mean, it's an absolute brilliant ball, and we'll see it in a bit more detail. But then Lukaku, I mean, he obviously could have hit it with his left foot. It's his strong foot. He had the far corner, the near post, either of those to aim for. I would expect him to hit it hard and low into that far corner. But when you're confident, you always seem to make the right decision. And he makes the defender, Twanzebe, dive in, opens up the goal even more, makes the finish an even easy one. But Andy, as a midfield player, you've got to be loving that for a pass.
That is a very, very special pass, that is. Again, from an underrated player, I think, Mateo Kovacic. I thought under Frank Lampard he played very well at times. Hasn't always been everybody's favourite at the Bridge, but I thought today he was excellent. That pass splits that defence wide open, allows Lukaku, it gives him the decision then to either hit it first time or chop back as he does and finish it brilliantly. It's a stunning goal, very difficult to stop. When the best players play at speed like that, they play that accurately. It's very, very difficult to deny, and Villa couldn't do a lot about it.
They couldn't, and you were just saying Kovacic was pretty impressive, and he was the one that scored the second goal.
Again, look, he's not known for getting in these forward positions. Tyrone Mings here, 2 or 3 poor decisions, and then that back pass is well short. But again, Kovacic is onto it. He senses there might be something for him, and he finishes it well, Mo, as well.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you just touched on Tyrone Mings. He doesn't at any stage look what's around him, and he turns and misses the ball and then leaves one short. And it's poor defending from an international player. He made a couple of mistakes in that second half in particular, but Kovacic was ready to pounce, and pounce he did, and it was a beautiful finish as well. That pretty much, you know, when you score the goal so soon after half-time, that would have been a positive at Villa. Believe it or not, even though you're 1-0 down, it would have been a positive atmosphere there.
Yeah.
We're creating chances. We can get back into this game. And then after 4 minutes of the second half, it's all over.
He does that, Tyrone Mings. He has his concentration. It's just a lapse in concentration. You can see the sort of guy he is. He's always committed and he wants others to do well around him. He's always encouraging people to stay on it, to keep concentrating. And then he lacks that himself at times. He does. He kind of dwells in situations and really poor decision and capitalised perfectly by Kovacic.
Well, Lukaku wasn't happy to leave it at 2-0, was he?
He wasn't. And just following on from what Andy says, look at Tyrone Mings' performance in this goal here. Look at him. He either needs to wipe that out, clear it out for a throw-in, or stand on your feet. He gets beaten far too easily from Azpilicueta. But after that, I mean, it's brilliant from Azpilicueta because he just hits the ball hard into Lukaku. Says, right, I've done my job now. There's the ball, hard and fast, and now you get on with it. Do what you want to do. Beat the player, take a touch and fire it in, his second touch is only average. This one with his right foot, and he's actually stuck under his foot. I can't believe he gets so much power from a ball that's almost stuck under his foot like that.
Yeah, Jed Steer kind of doesn't quite get himself in a position to maybe see that a little bit better. I mean, Lukaku doesn't even look. He's just... And I think that's the kind of zone you've been there. You know, the best strikers, they kind of just have this amazing ability to, even if it is stuck under his feet a little bit, to hit the target. And I think that's what we're seeing from this Romelu Lukaku compared to the one that we used to see. He's able to generate great power in his strikes, and he's working goalkeepers, and he's hitting the target, and he's scoring goals.
He certainly added a lot to his game, hasn't he? He's evolved as a player. Well, let's actually hear how his manager reflects on today's win. Here's Tomas Tuchel.
Thomas, 3-0 looks comfortable. Would you admit, though, that it wasn't?
No, it was absolutely not. We played against a strong Aston Villa side. They were well prepared, and I had the feeling that they could prepare with many players this kind of game. They looked very sharp from the start and very confident, so it caused us a lot of problems, especially in the first half. We had to block many shots, but they're very strong with the long throw-ins, the set pieces, the corners. So there are many touches in your box per se that you have to defend. It's not our favorite discipline, but we did very good, and we did what we needed to do. Second half, we had some easy mistakes. Second half was better, more control, more fluid game, and then a lot of chances, half chances that we did not take very well. We lacked precision, and to have maybe earlier goals, but okay.
Do we see the difference this evening that a world-class striker makes? Romelu Lukaku, 2 half chances really, and they're both winning.
Yes, and in what a manner, this is it. Full of confidence and totally aware what he's going to do, what he wants to do, takes the last decisions, and this is absolutely confident to score. So yeah, it's helped us a lot.
You talked about the problems they caused you. What was that down to? We don't usually see you look that vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, we played with some guys, and in a new constellation, we could see that Saul had a bit of trouble to adapt to the intensity and our structure and style of play and the intensity of Premier League. Callum on the right side is not his favorite position, I know. So yeah, we were not on our highest level. We struggled a little bit from easy ball losses and early ball losses in the half, and could not keep the balls because they played very aggressive in the last line. They played a 3 against 3. If we had better first touches, if we had better movements, maybe we could have escaped earlier to have more chances first half. But credit to them, they did a very good match.
Well, that man there deserves a lot of credit for where Chelsea are right now. We just saw the fixtures come up. They've got Tottenham and Man City to come. And also they've got Zenit on Tuesday in the Champions League. So a tough few fixtures ahead.
Tough spell. So he'll now be planning ahead, and he'll be trying to rotate and manipulate that squad as best he can to get through those next 3 matches, which, as you say, are going to be difficult. After that, the likes of Southampton, of Brentford, Norwich, I think Newcastle. So if they get through these next few in a good mode, then you fancy they're going to be very tough to stop.
And the league table suggests that as well. They are joint top of the league with Manchester United after 4 games.
Yeah, and they've played Arsenal, they've played Liverpool. They haven't had the easiest starts, and we just mentioned Tottenham and Manchester City next. They come through that unscathed, and they can win their Champions League game. Yeah. If you can get a good start in the Champions League as well, it means you can rest a couple of players in the latter stages of that group stage, and then you can really focus on the league going into around a busy period around Christmas. But so far, so very good for Chelsea.